Welcome to Candid Conversations by Edmonger. I'm your host Pragati Sharma, and we have come with another very impressive and inspiring edu leader. He's founder, MD, and chairperson of Sanfort Group of Schools. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pragati. Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me.
So with this candid conversation, our endeavor is to bring stories, successful stories rather. And in a way, we would want to know you also apart from Sanfort and its journey, because when we know the person, we get connected to the brand. Because if you would like to tell, what is your greatest strength?
See, my greatest strength is I never lose any hope. See, the kind of background I come from, very few people reach to this, place where I, with the grace of God, I reached. See, I come from a very humble background. My mother never went to school, and my father hardly had primary education. So, yeah, my father's last salary would be some 700 rupees.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was very difficult for my father to meet out the expenses of my education, but he did. So the kind of background I belongs to, that is my strength. So अभी जब भी कोई भी situation ऐसी आती है, like for last 2 years, all the preschools are, shut down. So I never afraid. I think you must have seen my videos on Facebook, running with my pet or giving some, parenting webinars and all that. So I'm always full of energy. I was always full of, hope, because of the background from where I come, because I don't have anything to lose.
So much that now nothing can actually scare you. You're more determined, you're more ready to take charge. Moving on to the next part of the show, I would like to ask, Sanfort Group of Schools is one of the leading brands in India, and so many times people must have asked you its story. But I want to know that how did you conceive the idea?
So the kind of importance I have, come across about the education. As I said, my parents were not so educated, but they did everything to, give me best possible education. They worked day and night. तो उस गरीबी से निकल के और फिर एक ऐसे सिचुएशन में हम लोग आज बात कर रहे हैं बैठ के, या आई एम सो फॉर्चुनेट, I have been invited by many media houses or TV shows and this and that, just because of my education only. So from the childhood only, I were in the thought कि कभी अगर पैसा होगा तो मैं एक स्कूल बनाऊंगा. और because पैसा तो था नहीं, it was very difficult to meet out the expenses in the that time. So I started my career as a computer support engineer in one of the leading computer company of the country. तो कुछ साल मैंने वहाँ काम किया, लगभग almost 4.5 years I worked with that company. Then because मन में शुरू से था कि कुछ बड़ा करना है, because challenge ये था कि कुछ करना है लेकिन कुछ खोने के लिए नहीं है. ये एक पॉजिटिव चीज थी, because I don't have anything to lose. कुछ भी खोने के लिए था नहीं. तो in 1995 I resigned from the company, though I was the only earning person in my family, And at that time, my daughter was born. So I resigned from that big company, and I started my own small business of computer support only. So with one of my childhood friend. So that business was continued till 2008.
Okay.
And gradually, in the meantime, I started one preschool for my wife. In 1999, I started a preschool for my father said, "Beta, एक काम करो, इसकी सारी पढ़ाई खराब हो रही है घर में," because I belongs to a Rajput family. तो हमारे घर में उस टाइम पर हमारी जनरेशन में लड़कियों को नौकरी नहीं करने दी जाती थी. That was so orthodox of my family कि मेरी मम्मी तैयार नहीं थी कि नहीं नौकरी करने नहीं जाएगी. So though she was masters in education, तो उसके बाद भी नहीं करने दी गई जॉब. तो माय फादर सेड कि बेटा एक काम करो, इसके लिए कुछ स्कूल खोल दो, थोड़ा पैसा तुमने अगर जोड़ लिया हो तो. Then we started a preschool, first preschool in 2000 we launched first preschool for my wife. She was in this field. 2008 when global recession came, then the computer business also came down. Yeah, so lots of losses happened, and then one day my father asked me, why you are so worried, बंद करो उस बिजनेस को. स्कूल till that time my wife had 2 schools, एक के साथ एक और उन्होंने एक स्कूल कर लिया, 2 स्कूल उन्होंने कर लिए थे.
Oh wow.
Then so then my father said कि 2 स्कूल चला रही है ना, एक पे तुम बैठो, एक पे ये बैठेगी. तो ये सोच के फिर then I started planning. I thought I said, Papa, it's not possible for me to run a school. Because I am into this field where I met keep on meeting big corporate guys, so I can formulate a franchise model. I can make a franchise model. Let me research for 6 months or more. Then we come out with a model so that can be franchised. Then I closed down my business on 31st March 2009 of computer. Then I researched almost for 9 months, and December 2009 we launched Sanfort as a brand. तो उसके बाद से फिर जर्नी शुरू हुई है और अभी तक जर्नी चल रही है.
It's actually a story of a grit and perseverance कि सारी दुनिया में इतनी problems आती हैं और हमारे, because you belonging to a computer tech business and suddenly jumping into education, but you always had something कि मुझे कुछ करना है education के लिए. That is beautiful, sir. And I mean, I am really impressed, and I'm sure the viewers will also be very much impressed by your story. So, sir, जब हम ब्रांड चूज करते हैं, नाम चूज करते हैं, जनरली कुछ सोचते हैं कि हम ये नाम हमारे कहीं ना कहीं वैल्यू सिस्टम या फिर हमारे मिशन विजन को मैच करता है. सो सैनफोर्ट कैसे आया नाम? अगर मैं सैनफोर्ट के बारे में बात करूं, हाउ डिड यू कम अप विद द नेम ऑफ सैनफोर्ट? इज इट्स वेरी क्लासिक आल्सो?
Just were looking for some some English name so that it will connect with the kind of education we were about to bring in the country. So my name is Santosh.
Achha.
So SAN came from there only, and Fort is my property, my my fort.
Oh.
This is Santosh Fort.
Oh, beautiful. I thought there's some franchisee name taken from UK or somewhere, because I know the model is from UK.
No, we bring model of preschool education from UK.
So I am quite intrigued by the name, and मैं अब सारे public को बताना चाहती हूँ कि सैनफोर्ट actually हिंदी नाम है, English नाम नहीं है. Fort उसका English version है, but actually it is Santosh का fort. So it is beautiful and very interesting. Moving on to the next part of it, अगर if I really want to, know, I want to convert कि Dr S K Rathor ने एक line बोली है, which I want to convert as a quote. What will that be?
I always believe in myself, so I have registered a title of my biography. Whenever I write my biography, I believe I become. So believe in yourself.
When you were establishing the school, because as you said, your wife has already been there in 2 schools. She was already running 2 schools. But when you were just establishing the chain, what was the there must be some kind of mistake, or there must be some kind of fallback, which has become the greatest learning of that time.
So when people start coming to you, when people start asking for the franchisee, so it is very difficult to understand how about the person, what kind of person he or she is, whether he or she will replicate your vision or not at their location. In case of franchise model, one managing director have to dictate their terms to another managing directors, because every franchisee is managing director of his own school. So it is very difficult to make them understand कि boss ये आपको करना ही है, उनसे कुछ भी कराना, sometimes ego hurts.
Very rightly said. When it's a franchise model, we have to understand that franchisee is being taken by someone other who is again be a managing director, whose ego will hurt, but you have to make sure the vision matches with the person's identity, or
Yes,
maybe
yes.
persons. And one more thing which I really liked and get inspired, that when you enter in education industry, you do not have to tell yourself that we are here for making money, we are here for a social cause. Money आ गया अच्छा है, नहीं आ गया धीरे धीरे आएगा, but profitability like a corporate, we do not have to think. So are you a tea person or a coffee person?
Always tea.
Where do you want to go if I give you a time machine?
My school only.
I want you to arrange power, fame, money in an order. What will that be?
I think there is no need of arranging all these things. You need to work, you need to follow your passion, you need to work hard, and you need to work for the society.
Last question of the series. If I want, what's your favorite childhood game? Sorry.
तो लूडो खेलते थे हम, सांप सीढ़ी खेलते थे, छुपम छुपाई खेलते थे, यही सब गेम होते थे.
Beautiful. So it was more than beautiful. I would say it was very impressive and inspiring, sir, because knowing that hope can lead you from zero to somewhere where you want to go, and you are giving so much to the society. I would just want to say a big thank you for what you're doing. Keep doing, keep achieving and inspiring others. Before I close this show, I would want to know more about Sanfort School in Noida.
See, we started from Ghaziabad only. Our first Sanfort preschool and first franchisee also started from Ghaziabad only. So we have some 21 preschools in Ghaziabad, and all across in Delhi NCR we have some 64 schools. And Noida, we came out with first K-12 school. That is a beautiful school in nearly 6 acres of land and beautiful campus. So when I was planning for the K-12 school, everybody was asking in my office, sir, fees kya rakhni hai wahan ki? Because we are a known brand in Delhi NCR. So sir, fees kya rakhni? So my team was expecting कि sir कुछ अच्छी मोटी fees बताएंगे. So I just said कि whenever I'll have any number of K-12 schools, so everybody should afford my school. Every parent can think about sending their children to my school with the kind of quality education what the most expensive school in the vicinity is giving. So that is the vision of having K-12 schools in the society, because I know the importance of education, because I studies on the scholarship. तो स्कॉलरशिप पे पढ़ के मैं यहाँ तक पहुंचा हूँ, तो मुझे पता है कि पेरेंट्स को कितना मुश्किल होता है महंगे स्कूल में बच्चे को भेजना.
There will be a very beautiful story for Sanfort K-12 school. That is why I asked you to share that story also. And I'm glad that we get to hear all these beautiful stories and छोटे छोटे किस्से कहानी जो आपने अपने बताए. और we look forward to have you on more of our shows and more of our inspiring talks. Thank you for the evening, and thank you for your time. I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you, sir.